The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know, he could get past the defense and use a little bit of English off of the glass. The ball drops in so nice. It takes some really advanced skills to do that consistently. The 1988 All-Star Game was a showcase for Michael. Michael had figured out all the things he needed to know to be a dominant player. Everything. One-on-one, couldn't guard him. What Michael Jordan showed the whole sports world was the fact that you put the right people with him, he's going to lead them to world championships. Without question, he was a prime example of excellence and a leader that would lead you all the way to the top, all the way to the top. That was basketball at its finest. The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a
weaving its way through the raucous.
Welcome, fans, to the All-Star Game. Get up and get loud for your West All-Stars. Back forward, making his 7th All-Star appearance, the standout veteran of the Denver Nuggets, 6'7", Alex English. Making his All-Star debut, the front court star of the Utah Jazz, the mailman, 6'9", Karl Malone. The man in the middle, an All-Star, each of his 4 pro seasons from the Houston Rockets, 7 feet, Akeem Olajuwon. At guard, making his first All-Star appearance, the versatile star of the Denver Nuggets, 6'3", Lafayette Fat Lever. And the NBA leader in assists in his 8th All-Star game from the Los Angeles Lakers, 6'9", Earvin Magic Johnson. The head coach of the West All-Stars is Brad Nelson. Let's hear it for your West All-Stars. And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. At forward, a 3-time most valuable player, an All-Star each of his 9 seasons from the Boston Celtics, 6'9", Larry Bird. He's one of the NBA's most exciting players. In his third All-Star game from the Atlanta Hawks, 6'8", Dominique Wilkins. The man in the middle, an All-Star for the 10th time. One of the game's most rugged rebounders from the Washington Bullets, 6'10", Moses Malone. At guard, the most valuable player of the 1984 and 1986 All-Star Games. This Chicagoan is making his 7th All-Star appearance. From the Detroit Pistons, 6'1", Isaiah Thomas. And finally, the NBA leader in scoring and steals, an All-Star each of his 4 seasons, the charismatic star of the Chicago Bulls, 6'6", Michael Jordan. The head coach of the East All-Stars is Mike Fratello.
Greetings, everyone, from... Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion. And that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside, and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird the forward. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Once you see Larry and Magic together in those conversations, they become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Magic Johnson.
Trumps. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star Game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
Yep, the Tennessee Volunteers should be here. And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan. Get him into the game and get the crowd into the game.
Michael Jordan.
So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. Clock at 2. Here's Olajuwon. The West again cannot hit.
Boy, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
And when the jump shot is fallen for Michael Jordan, what can you do? He is unstoppable. Johnson kicks to Lever. Shot to stop the run. And the rejection by Bird. Jordan outside. Malone dishes to Wilkins. Here's Jordan. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Jordan's got 17. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
There's got to be some excitement, maybe even Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars.
Good timeout right there. It was much needed.
Substitution on the court.
Ewing comes in for Malone, and McHale is subbed in for Dominique Wilkins. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for Karl Malone. McDaniels checked in for English. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Lever. Now here's Worthy. Kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Here's Johnson. And that'll be two free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the
Larry
foul.
Bird.
And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and
Magic
you could tell they
Johnson
both wanted
at
it
the
so
line for
badly.
two.
Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like him. Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. And Ewing with the block.
Great at knowing when to time and go up for the rejection. Ewing, a superb defender.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for all-star scoring. Isn't that
Michael
something?
Jordan.
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you gotta love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Magic Johnson.
And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
And
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
Clark, and amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you, and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most All-Star appearances by far in NBA history. Clark,
Ewing.
an All-Star in every
Personal
season of his
foul.
career except
Second
one.
team foul.
And in that year, he was injured.
Shooting
Yeah,
for
and
the
at 40
West.
years of age. Matter of fact, the
Magic
youngest
Johnson.
player tonight was
Taking two
only
shots.
4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
Take a break.
No
Take
kidding.
a break.
That's right.
2 shots.
That's good from Johnson.
You know, the combination of size, speed, and length that Johnson has, really pretty unique for a point guard.
So he gets them both. The East leading by 15. And 3 from Jordan. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 3 assists tonight.
Right out of the starting blocks. They've been dominant at the offensive end.
That one drops for him. Jordan's got 34 points.
They've been the aggressors right from the start, asserting themselves from the very beginning.
Thomas against Drexler. On the wing, Johnson. The West again cannot hit. Jordan making things happen for the East. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello. His first time coaching. Big time.
And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of them.
Yep, great athletes. Now, here's Johnson. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Boy, that's a good player missing from point-blank range. That's one you got to convert.
Jordan with the bucket.
Michael Jordan.
You know, the three-shot is not a go-to shot for MJ, but his touch, still undeniable.
Johnson, the pass to Malone. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed.
And, you know, before every game, Karl Malone calls his mother back in Summerfield, Louisiana, to ask what numbers he should shoot for. Tonight, she said go for 25 and 11.
And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin. And,
Magic
you know, they've
Johnson.
got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
At the elbow, Ewing. The size and aggression of Patrick Ewing inside.
The number 1 overall pick in 1985, and it was an all-star rookie season for Patrick Ewing. Hurt last year, but nice to see him back where he belongs, right in the all-star game.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. We've seen Michael Jordan really having a great game.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got
Substitution on the court.
And the East with some changes. Brad Daugherty, he's checked in for Bird. And it's Rivers in for Thomas. Levers checked in for the West. Inside, deflects the pass. Out of bounds, it'll be the West All-Stars ball.
Well, that's a moment he'd like to archive. Embarrassing lapse of judgment there.
And the replay demonstrating once again how aggressive that defense was.
Reads the play well there and gets himself in the air at just the right time. Terrific denial.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about, and that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice
Kevin
yesterday
McHale.
to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. Johnson can't get it to go.
And right now, I think he's ready for this quarter to be over.
Ewing. And Patrick Ewing with the slam.
Patrick Ewing.
And with Patrick Ewing leading the way, the New York Knicks finally competitive again. The big man has quickly found a rapport with rookie point guard Mark Jackson. They are a team on the rise. Book that.
He had a nice open look right there.
Magic Johnson.
Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael
Kevin
Jordan.
McHale.
He certainly did. And the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for them trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. Lever finds Johnson. Oh, and that one had the right
Magic
spin on it,
Johnson.
and it is good. Johnson's got 16.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history.
Three-point
Processes the game at
Doc
another level,
Rivers.
folks. A native Chicagoan, Glenn Doc Rivers, a first-time All-Star. He said 5 years ago he sat in the same hotel and cried because he wasn't drafted in the first round. Now, same setting, but the script has been flipped.
Mark
It all
Aguirre.
comes full
3.
circle for Doc. And the Mavericks' Mark Aguirre actually got married last night. How about that? A big weekend for the DePaul
Patrick
product.
It's
Ewing.
good.
Certainly, Jordan could be a one-man offense, but he's always ready to get others involved.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West. To the paint, here's Olajuwon.
Hakeem
Another spoon-fed
Olajuwon.
basket from
To
Magic.
assist.
How about this list? Players who have
Magic Johnson.
never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob
Michael
Pettit, Larry
Jordan
Bird, Isaiah
for
Thomas,
2.
and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last three playing here tonight.
Here's West now. Johnson, the pass to Aguirre. Back to Johnson. And out of bounds. The East All-Stars will have it.
East
The West making some
All-Star.
changes. Abdul-Jabbar's
In for
checked
the
in for
West.
Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for Malone.
Abdul-Jabbar.
And it's English in for
James
Aguirre. Passes it to
Worthy.
Jordan.
Alex English.
Up and in on the layup.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan's got
for
47
2.
points.
All too easy for Jordan. Just unfazed by anything the defense throws at him. He's got an answer.
Johnson kicks to English. There's 39 seconds left in the first half of the game. Lever passes to English. From 10 feet out, rejected by McHale. Jordan looking it over. Releases from 15, and McHale the
Kevin
basket on the
McHale.
assist by Jordan. Jordan's got 5 assists tonight.
This is the fourth All-Star game for the Celtics, Kevin McHale. Kids at home who want to learn how to score in the post, just put the isolated camera on Kevin McHale, please. Moves on top of moves in the
That'll
paint.
be
Too long
3
in the paint,
seconds.
and he's hit with a 3-second
West
violation.
All-Stars
He's had
ball.
4 chances at the line, made them all,
Shooting for the West.
and the technical free throw
Now
is
into
good.
the lineup for the West All-Stars. Clyde Drexler.
6 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's English, and the last shot at the buzzer
That's
doesn't
the
go in
end of
for
the
him.
first half.
Boy, love the
With
hustle
score,
defensively that time for
York
McHale. His coaches and teammates like it too.
And so it's the East All-Stars. Sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
They've got Doherty. Michael Jordan is out there with Rivers. Then there's Ewing. And it's McHale in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars.
Playing well on both ends of the floor, stifling defense and dangerous O. That's a heck of a combo.
Johnson finds Malone. Johnson outside. Unable to get that one. So the East All-Stars will take it the other way. And the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most.
Magic Johnson
is the only player to do it 4 times. Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and
Ewing.
he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser.
East
and I understand it's quite an event.
Rivers.
And the East with the
First
lead.
personal foul.
Living up to that
First
favored
team
and
foul.
top billing and giving these fans quite a
Timeout
show.
East.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
Those kinds of plays are the ones that get you on the lead and help keep you in front.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here.
Substitution for the East.
For the East, Malone's checked in for Ewing. Bird comes in for Doherty. Wilkins is checked in for McHale.
Wilkins.
And Thomas subbed in for Doc.
Isaiah Thomas.
Olajuwon can't hit. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And the shooting stroke of Larry Bird.
Larry
as
Bird.
pure as it comes. And here's the West with the ball. Johnson, the pass to English. Dishes to Malone. And it's sent back by Wilkins. And so it looks like it'll be still with the West All-Stars. And the West All-Stars have possession.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
And the pass to Olajuwon. Clock at 6. And again, unable to change momentum here. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
Outside, Olajuwon. From deep three-point range, East grabs the miss. Bird's got 7 rebounds in the game. Takes a 3. Larry Bird still warm from last
Larry
night.
Bird.
And Larry Bird winning 3 straight MVP awards from 1983 to 1986.
You know who the last player was to do that?
I'm going back to the 60s. You tell me.
Yeah,
Dominique
I know you know.
Wilkins.
Yeah, right,
It's
of
Bill
course.
Russell, 1960 to 63.
Of course. I'm glad we bring him up. A legend.
Yep. And, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
Wilkins against English. Johnson, wide open, he fires. The West again cannot hit. Now the East All-Stars with it. What a stretch they've got going here. 17-2. Here's Malone. Moses Malone simply inhales rebounds. And Moses Malone Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness
Magic
to the Washington
Johnson.
Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bird. West making some changes. Donaldson, he's checked in for Olajuwon. McDaniel comes in for English. And it's Drexler in for Johnson. And you think about it, Justin Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this, that sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. Poked away, stolen by Thomas. Wilkins finds Jordan. A shot's good on the assist from Wilkins.
Jordan for 2.
Wilkins has got his 3rd assist on the night. 1:09 left to play here in the 3rd. And that's a surprising time for an intentional foul.
It sure is. I couldn't agree
Personal
with you more.
foul.
I'm not sure
Second
what he's
team
trying
foul.
to accomplish right there.
West
I'll tell you what, he
All-Star
better have a good reason
substitution.
for it, or he's going to be seeing some
Kareem
extra pine time.
Abdul-Jabbar.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Abdul-Jabbar is checked in. Fader on the way. And it's Bird with the rebound. Bird's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Took him no time at all on that one. Bird's got 15 points in just the second half. Lever kicks to Drexler. Back to Lever. Pass to McDaniel. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And here's Wilkins from the arc.
Three-pointer.
The vision of Larry Bird is not to be
Wilkins.
overlooked.
And Dominique Wilkins is the go-to scorer for the Hawks. No question about that. And he's embraced that leadership role as well. Obviously a huge part of the Hawks' success.
Outside, Drexler. To halt the run. No good on that one. And so it's
That's the end of the third
with a
quarter.
huge
With the
lead at the
score,
break. Safe to
your
say there's
East
no catching them
All-Stars,
today. They've got a big
95,
advantage in the turnover
the
stats
West,
because of their intense
36.
defense. And don't. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. And so Thomas will bring it up for the East All-Stars.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that
Isaiah
Central
Thomas.
Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
On the court for the West All-Stars, getting the 4th quarter going. They've got Donaldson. Worthy out there with McDaniel. Then it's Johnson, and it's Drexler in a shooting guard. Donaldson no good. Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin.
Three-point
Then
field
they
goal.
cooled off just a bit.
Dominique
Now tied with
Wilkins.
Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are graped up pretty good.
Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
Here's McDaniel, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
First personal foul.
It goes
First
on Moses
team
Malone.
foul.
Down the stretch here,
Shooting
the
for
East
West
Clark
All-Stars.
out in front.
Getting
Xavier
it done. It's been
McDaniel.
such a fun game
2
to
shots.
watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been. Free throw good, McDaniel.
You know, much respect for the versatility of McDaniel. I mean, he does everything for this team, plays with a lot of confidence, too.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. The 3 from Thomas. And another 3 from the East.
Isaiah
Three-pointers
Thomas.
clearly the difference for them here in the second half.
Now the West with the ball. Johnson, the pass to McDaniel. Drexler scanning the floor. Clyde Drexler soaring in for the finish.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch-up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries.
Outside, Malone. Pass to Bird. Shot clock at 6. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Defensive foul.
Larry Bird had it
James
going
Worthy.
last night at the Legends game.
Personal
Trying
foul.
to fill it up tonight
First
as well.
team foul.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest
At the line
has been the
for
second
your
most
East,
competitive division.
Larry
Those
Bird.
teams are sitting at
Shooting
10 games
one.
over 500.
Aguaya's checked in for McDaniel. Free throw good, Bird. And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. Fires the 3. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Bird's got
Larry
24.
Bird.
How about the damage they've done from deep? Sniping away with great confidence.
James
And
Worthy.
finished off by Worthy.
Assist
Well, Clark, there was
from
some question whether
Magic
James Worthy
Johnson.
would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's
Larry
dealing with
Bird.
some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yep. And Commissioner David Stern in the house tonight. Since taking over 4 years ago, he's done a remarkable job helping guide this league to new unprecedented heights.
Exactly. The shot by Johnson, no good. And here's Jordan outside. Good on the triple.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan's got 52
Three-pointer.
points.
Another big night for Jordan. What a natural scorer he is. MJ simply can do it all.
Worthy. And the rejection by
Out of
Bird.
bounds.
And so it looks
West
like it'll be
All-Stars
still
ball.
with the West All-Stars. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's Johnson.
Good pressure from Bird there, not giving the shooter any room.
Jordan against Aguirre. Whistle blows, bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. One thing
Defensive
the league
foul.
has done since
Mark
Commissioner Stern has
Aguirre.
taken over Clark is
First personal
really
foul.
marketing the league around
Second
its stars.
team
And
foul.
I like that type of strategy.
I agree with you, Kevin, wholeheartedly. And what better time to highlight those great stars than tonight? Amazing talent, compelling personalities. The league is certainly on a great trajectory.
It absolutely is. Passes it to Drexler. Here's Johnson. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. It's Thomas, high post. Here's Bird. That one falls coming off
Larry
of Thomas's
Bird.
feet. Bird's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Bird able to power through that defense despite the contact. I thought his length helped him out there.
And stolen by Jordan. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here.
Dominique
It's slammed in
Wilkins.
by Wilkins.
Creating offense through working hard on defense. Boy, I love seeing that.
I know you do, going all the way with it, too. They need to find a high percentage shot clock to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
From deep, Thomas drills it from outside.
And Thomas very capable of knocking down the tray. Got to respect his ability to shoot the long ball.
Johnson, the pass to Aguirre. And there's the pass to Drexler. Worthy with it. Fires from the corner. And that's collected by Malone. Malone's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Bird finds Jordan. And here's Malone outside. And another 3 from the east.
Moses Malone is not only a 6-time rebounding champ, but he's also a 10-time All-Star. He gives the Washington Bullets some real muscle inside.
It's Jordan with the drive.
Slam
Michael Jordan showing the explosiveness that won him the dunk contest last night.
You know, once Jordan makes his move to the basket, he has no intention of stopping, which makes it hard to slow his progress. Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
Outside, Drexler. It's tipped. Stolen by Bird. Here's Thomas. And he gets it to go. Thomas got 12 points here in the second half.
Boy, inside, the defense goes all out trying to stop Thomas, but he stays focused and manages to get around him for the bucket.
The wide open look for Drexler. And nothing is falling for him right now. Looking to keep it rolling.
Stay on the attack and keep playing the right way. And this run has helped seal the win.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars. The 3 from Aguirre. Tries again. It's Worthy missing. And the East has possession. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. No good from Bird. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Aguirre. Here's Donaldson. Rebound, Malone. Out of bounds, it'll be the West All-Stars ball.
West All-Stars ball. Now into the lineup for the West All-Stars, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Xavier McDaniel.
Here's Thomas in the jam by Isaiah Thomas.
Surprising ups for the little fella. Isaiah Thomas saw the opening, took it, and threw it down.
And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul.
Isaiah Thomas.
His second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. Now into the lineup for the West All-Stars.
The favorites coming
James
in.
Donaldson.
They did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored. But you still got to go out and prove.
The West, 44. Thank you, fans, as always, for coming out and cheering your team on. We hope you had an awesome
You know when Michael Jordan is coming to town, you always wanted to get a good night's sleep, a good night rest, something good to eat, because you know the next day Michael Jordan is in your building and he's coming to put on a show, and you have to compete against that. Game 5 was at our place. By himself.
Coach Cleveland leads Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Halftime denied Jordan the ball. Wow, with the steal!
And as the Bulls throw it. All right, Coach Cleveland leads Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Halftime denied Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up. And it's good! Michael Jordan!
Wow, Coach, a Game 5 winning shot. Doug Collins off the bench, and the Bulls have won.
You can never ever count Michael Jordan out.
Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of an unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
An unmistakable view of the Windy City. And a lot of anticipation in the air. Welcome everyone to Chicago. This is Kevin Harlan along with me, Clark Kellogg. We've got David Aldridge joining us from the sideline. as we get set to watch the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Chicago Bulls. But this should be a beauty.
You know, each of these teams, Kevin, has a guy who was in the running for the league lead in scoring. I'm, of course, talking about two guys that don't need introduction, Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Going to be a lot of fun watching these guys try to one-up each other offensively.
In Clark, beyond just Jordan and Wilkins, plenty of other talented scorers on each of these teams as well.
Kevin, you make a very good point. I mean, these are two impressive high-octane lineups, which I think could result in this score really getting run up in a hurry.
This should be one to remember. And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The kick out to Wilkins. Offensive rebound.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Stolen by Rivers. The pass to Webb. Back to Wilkins. On the wing, Malone. And it's blocked by Jordan.
With defensive prowess and nearly a 7-foot wingspan, it's a lot harder to get a clean look on Jordan than most guys.
You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
First team foul.
You are correct, partner.
At the
So if
line
Jordan
for
or
Chicago,
Wilkins can manage to get off to a
Michael
hot start,
Jordan.
that could
Taking
spread
2
to the
shots.
other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. Good on both.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on.
Moses
Which one is
Malone.
leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. A nice shot by Jordan. All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan, a couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. Here's Rivers, following the basket by Michael Jordan.
You know, that's what we call a good foul. Make them earn it at the line.
First personal foul.
This is his
team
first trip to the
foul.
line tonight.
Shooting for Atlanta, Doc Rivers. At the line for 2.
The free throw drops for Rivers. Rivers hits both of them. The number one objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of yours.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble. Boy, that's impactful defense right there, finding the steal and then turning it into offense right away.
With the assist.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Wilkins outside. And here's Rivers. Malone. Some solid defense from Grant.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
Oh, you love the swagger in MJ's game. Going up high and throwing it down hard.
The Hawks trail by 6. Webb kicks to Rivers. Back to Webb. Knocked loose. Down low. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Assist goes to
Good finish from contact. You do not need to jump very high when you're 7 feet tall.
Grant the pass to Cartwright. Top of the key, Pippen. From deep, Jordan. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Jordan letting the Hawks know his range is legit. He doesn't always have to penetrate. He can knock down the jumper, too.
Look, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league. I've been really impressed with some of the adjustments Coach has made here in this ballgame.
substitution on the court.
And Armstrong subbed in for John Paxson. And a change for the Hawks. Willis is checked in. Wilkins. And Pippen pulls it down.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
From deep, Jordan, another three for Chicago.
Well, they had a plan coming into this one, and they have executed on it perfectly.
Passes it to King. For three. Hits it from three-point range.
Stacey King
Boy, they
for
didn't waste any time,
three-pointer.
did they? They got going right away.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for Atlanta, trailing by 13. Credit to these Hawks, Clark, for having a constant postseason presence these last few seasons.
3 straight second-round appearances, and then last year a tough loss in the first round. But I say don't let that fool you. These Hawks are a very competitive team.
They really are.
Michael
The
Jordan,
two scoring leaders facing off.
three-pointer.
But to dig deeper, let's go to a guy who can dig as deep as any. David Aldridge, DA.
Thanks, guys. We know that Dominique and Jordan scoring will probably be the big story tonight, but there's a lot more to these games that could affect the outcome. With Wilkins, we've seen him focus on improving his rebounding. And as always, Jordan's defense can be just as impactful as his offense. Guys, back to you.
That's an interesting point, and I think you're right. It's not just Clark about scoring tonight. It's got to be a multi-faceted game. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly would, Kevin. Limiting your opponent's touches and disrupting their shot attempts and their offensive flow, I think could be the real name of the game in this one. You just can't get it done with offense alone.
I know Jordan takes pride in his defense. We'll see if that's true tonight.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that.
Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with 2 expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed. Bulls leading by 17. The shot by Jordan, no good. And here's Atlanta. Rivers passes to Carr. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. And he lobs it up. Wilkins can't get it to go.
They were looking for the alley-oop connection, but the wires got crossed there. Efficiency personified there. Jordan scoring at will, taking over the game whenever he chooses.
Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12. 83% accuracy.
I like that they're putting in the work, trying to build this lead out.
The Hawks trail by 21. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Rivers passes to Carr. Back to Rivers. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Doing damage inside. Rivers absolutely fearless. Loves to take it up in there.
Jordan with the bucket.
They are really shooting the heck out of the ball. Fantastic start from three.
Pass to Rivers. With 4 seconds on the clock. He's off on that one.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the Bulls.
32.
Here's the number you need to know. He buried 5 3-pointers that quarter. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
King is out there with Cartwright. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Armstrong. And it's Pippen in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Chicago. Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
Clark, how do you think the Bulls have done so far in defending Dominique Wilkins?
I think they've done a solid job, quite honestly. I mean, they've taken away the easy looks for him, and they're making him work for every shot. Kevin, that's really all you want to do against a great scorer like Wilkins.
Yeah, make him work for everybody. That's a good point.
You know, with all the other things Pippen does so well, sometimes I think we forget how good a passer he is.
Pass to Rivers. Back to Smith. He kicks to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. From deep, Jordan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen. Pippen's got 4 assists now tonight. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Outside Wilkins. Smith outside. To the inside. Here's Livingston. And good that time. Livingston's got his first bucket of the night. You know, looking back at the opening quarter, Clark, Jordan managed to stay ahead of Wilkins in points scored.
Yeah, really good start for him, Kevin, in that regard, but can he keep doing that the entire game?
Right. From deep. Rebound by the Hawks. Smith outside. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejection.
Superb anticipation on that rejection, and that'll allow them to stay on the lead if they keep defending like that.
Webb's checked in for Smith. Webb. And he overshot that one, missing. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 10-2 run here. The shot's good from Jordan.
Jordan getting quickly into the shot. No hesitation. Supreme confidence shooting off the pass.
Now, here is Webb. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The rebound by Cartwright. Cartwright's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about Clark everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league. With explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too. Thank you very much, guys. That was a funky throwdown right there.
Yeah, he just needed a little window, and he went right through. What'd you say? Dunk you very much?
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
Stacey King, 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Clark, we were talking about size. Both of these teams start a 7-footer at center.
Yeah, you know, Koncak and Cartwright are very imposing at that position, Kevin, and then you get Grant and Malone are paired evenly at 6'10", so, hey, there's no way this game is not going to be physical in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be a battle for sure. He hits both from the stripe. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Now the pass to Rivers. And then Malone with the dunk.
Making people around him better. One of the things Doc is best known for. Doc Rivers, that is.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Kevin Willis has checked in for Malone.
Now in the lineup for the Hawks, Kevin Willis.
Wilkins with the ball. Pippen on him. Wilkins kicks to Webb. Passes to Rivers. Back to Webb. Pass to Willis. Over Armstrong. Willis, no good.
Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
Chicago grabs the miss.
2 minutes remaining.
6 rebounds now in the game.
2 minutes.
He gets it in there. Pippen's got 4 points in the quarter.
They've gotten out to a big lead because of superior play on both ends.
1:53 left to play in the first half. Clark, as we know, last year the Hawks were able to hit 50 wins for the 4th consecutive season.
And, Kevin, I think that speaks to, obviously, the product on the floor, but the quality of their organization, too. I mean, these are players and coaches who just know how to win games.
And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way.
And Jordan is simply amazing at finishing through contact. It doesn't matter what you throw at him or who, he finds a way to score.
Got a piece of it. Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in it, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too. Getting plenty of lift on that jumper. Michael Jordan, a premier shooter, and that wasn't always the case.
And right now, they're just trying to figure out how to snap out of this funk.
Yeah, you know, this is when you really need your leaders to step up and turn up the heat and take over.
Here's Pippen, driving inside. And then Pippen slams it in.
How about that authoritative punch by Pippen, showing you just how strong he can be on finishes like that.
Pippen's gotten all 3 of his shots to fall for him. 3 for 3. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
To me, those are always hard calls for the officials. I don't think he was set right there.
Second team.
Atlanta
foul.
making some changes. Carr comes in for contact, and it's Tony in for Webb.
Carr. Cedric Tony.
23 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Wilkins, the pass to Rivers. Chicago grabs the miss.
Tell you what, you can feel their frustration underneath the surface. It's actually palpable with all these misses. With his size, King is a real handful inside. Tough to defend him around the basket.
To the middle with 2 seconds left. Shots good by Carr. Carr's got his first points of the game.
The story of their offense so far has been just
That's
that,
the
getting
end
a
of the
number
first
of
half.
looks
With a
quickly.
score.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Back to the action in just a minute. So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it. And the Hawks with possession here.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
Second half underway, and here's who Mike Fratello's got on the floor. Webb out there with Rivers. Then it's Wilkins. Then there's Moses Malone. And it's Compton at the center position.
I think this is one of the sweet spots for Pippen to jump. He thrives in the mid-range game.
We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders on both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical as a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Both a fun watch. We're going over the numbers from the first half. Clark, Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
Now, Jordan, he's got 44. Cartwright, the pass to Pippen. And then Pippen slams it in.
Starting to pull out ahead off the back of some terrific offense.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Here's Webb. That's tipped, and they get it back. Pass to Concac. Back to Webb. Kicks it to Malone. 4 on the clock. And just miss after miss right now. It's been a one-sided affair for sure.
It is obvious and clear who the better team is.
The shot's good from Jordan.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
Here's Rivers. Got a hand on it. Here's Pippen. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Boy, he was locked in on that shot. The defense right in his face, but Pippen still able to knock it down.
And it's the Hawks' ball. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. It shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
Yeah, he's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
And it's Armstrong missing. Here in the third quarter, the Bulls, Clark, have managed to be pretty effective when it comes to defending Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, you know, their focus, Kevin, in terms of defending him, I think has really been good. Really good. And I think you can tell it started to frustrate Dominique a bit.
You can.
B.J. Armstrong, a little acrobatic making that time. Impressive for the small fella.
There's the pass to Rivers. And they'll get another chance. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. This offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Everybody sharing the ball and sharing the load makes it really hard to defend.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Antoine Carr, he's checked in for contact. Livingston comes in for Moses Malone. Smith checked in for Rivers. And it's Tony in for Webb. Smith outside. Can they get it? King with a block. Jumps up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Enjoying this big lead, and right now they look unstoppable on offense.
With the assist.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right.
These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratelli. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
Here's Smith. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Knocked away. Pass to Tony. Here's Wilkins. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratelli. Bart, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Pass to Cartwright. That one good for two.
Boy, nice heads-up play that time by King. Made a quality pass instead of forcing a bad shot.
Here's Atlanta now. Tony with it. For three, Smith. Lets it go from 14. Looking to keep it rolling.
Stay on the attack and keep playing the right way.
Shots good by Pippen.
Coming out of halftime, they're on an absolute tear.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Smith the pass to Wilkins. Back to Smith. Atlanta again missing.
Defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
Here's King in Chicago with another bucket.
Boy, are they locked in on offense, knocking down every shot right now.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Smith kicks to Tony. Looking to end the run. It's deflected. And here we go again. The Bulls in transition. Up the court they go. And the shot's good. And now 24 points here for Scottie Pippen.
Well, I tell you, Pippen's length helps him close to the rim. Uses that length to score through contact.
And the rejection by Pippen. 1 second left. The shot will not fall. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. In Chicago, delivering the blowout. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it. Here's Chicago.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
Cartwright is out there with King. There's B.J. Armstrong. Then it's Pippen. And it's Jordan in at the shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Nicely done by Armstrong. They recognized the overcommitment from the defense. Got his teammate a nice opportunity.
Pass to Tony. Outside, Willis. Shoots. The rebound by Jordan. Jordan's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, I think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
And here's Tony. The Hawks again can hit. And Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts.
Tony the pass to Willis. Here's Livingston. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. And here are the Bulls now. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, along with no baskets.
Well, I love to see King use his big body like that. Establishing himself inside, that's the way to do his work.
The pass to Livingston. Inside. It's deflected. Smith against Jordan. And there's the feed to Armstrong. And that's going to be too many steps. It's the whistle on the travel. And now, let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
You know, that's about as good a defensive play as you're going to see. Instant reaction to get a hand on the shot. Beautifully done.
Contact checked in for the Hawks.
John Contact.
Now here is Smith. Goes up to the stripe. The rebound by Cartwright. Cartwright's got his 16th rebound on the night.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Concack and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
Here's Tony. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
He has to make that one. I mean, you have to make the defense pay when they slough off of you like that. The number of the second half, 3. They are drilling shots.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Clark, I've always wondered how valuable you think it is for younger players to get a chance to play alongside more experienced players.
Kevin, I think it's crucial and absolutely vital. Older guys have a way of being able to teach a young star so much about patience and which battles you fight and which ones you let go and how you carry yourself as a pro and all of the nuances of playing in the NBA. Good veterans can help young players set the tone for the rest of their careers.
Oh, that's a great answer. And it's Pippen slamming it down.
You know, once he finds his rhythm, gets into his body, he just needs to stay aggressive, and that's exactly what he's doing, making himself dangerous on offense.
Tries a 3, drills the three-pointer. Pippen's got 8 here in the quarter.
Down the stretch, when you need buckets, go to the guy who's gotten you this far.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Hawks. Tipped away. And the turnover again by Atlanta.
Chicago ball.
The Hawks making a switch here. Livingston's checked in.
Cliff Livingston.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Pippen for 3. He doesn't hit that one. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Poke loose. The tray. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan. Jordan's assists tonight.
In this fourth quarter, they have excelled from deep.
Pippen's got 5 3-pointers in 7 attempts. Extremely accurate tonight. Smith drawn the double team. Passes it to Koncak. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
The Jet that time quick to find the open teammate there.
Here's Cartwright, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Livingston, second personal foul. First team foul. At the line for your Bulls, Bill Cartwright.
And the first one at the line is shot.
Well, Bill Cartwright, to me, has all the tools he needs to be a real force at his position. A big frame, long arms, good intelligence and toughness. He can do a lot for you down low.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. Tony the pass to Carr. Pass to Koncak. The shot. Smith, no luck.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Nailed from 3-point land. Pippen's got 8 points.
3-point shooting, one of the strengths of Scottie Pippen's game.
Smith outside. From 17 feet out. Misses off the right eye.
Boy, he was well positioned to bother that shot.
And Pippen gets it to go. Pippen's got 40 points.
Stay aggressive. I don't ever like to see teams pump the brakes when they've got the lead. Stay aggressive, attack. A fantastic way to pad your cushion.
Again, Chicago.
You can count on Pippen to get shots to fall now. He's a very reliable offensive option.
Knocks it loose. Pippen with the steal. He lobs up the alley pass. Up high to stuff the alley.
With this last run, they have shut the door on any chance of a comeback.
And so is Atlanta with it. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the fourth. King with the block. Lets it go from deep. Bangs home the trifecta.
I really like how they work to get the best shot. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Showing great patience there.
Here's Smith. Count that one.
Known as a jump shooter primarily, Smith is also skilled at getting it done in close.
So Chicago now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. King. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
And the Hawks with possession. They get a hand on it. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Smith's running. Livingston can't hit. Now Pippen. And the Chicago Bulls Clark managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again. Always special, though, to watch these two go at it head-to-head. MJ got the better of Dominique this time.
He did tonight.
You think about the most complete basketball player, Michael Jordan was it. That year we won 56, 57, 58 games, something like that. We were really good. If you were going to beat us, you had to do something special. And I knew what we were up against in him. You knew it was going to be a daunting task. You're going to play your best basketball, and he's just not going to have an off game. And you're trying to make sure you manage everyone else, and hopefully he has a few misses here or there. They were struggling, and so Michael, I vividly remember one play, he came off of a screen, and he was really supposed to kick the ball to the corner, but he turned the corner, he went to the basket. And I was like, oh, okay. And he took it upon himself to score. Went to overtime, and he was just unstoppable. And he scored, obviously 69 points. He had almost 20 rebounds. So it was remarkable to watch that and to be a part of that, because we had done everything right. And even defending him, we were getting into him, and he was taking tough shots. He was just making them. Michael Jordan took what they did to the next level because of his explosiveness, his swag, his demeanor, and ultimately his success.
Good evening, everyone. Along with Clark Kellogg and Coach Mike Fratello and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got a showdown in the Central Division. The Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Chicago Bulls. And Mike, not a lot of welcoming faces for Michael Jordan in this arena tonight.
And that's right, Kevin. Of course, MJ ended Cleveland's season last year in this building, a buzzer beater in Game 5 of the first round. Opening night this season, Jordan poured in 54 against Cleveland.
So Clark, for the Cavs, they're 32-36 and looking to make the playoffs. Their main priority has to be figuring out a way to slow down Michael Jordan, right?
Absolutely, Kevin. They need to make Jordan give up the ball, force somebody else to beat him, send double teams at him, get that rock out of his hands. Clearly, Cleveland has to pay a lot of extra attention to Michael Jordan if they want to have a chance to win.
Now, let's give you the starting five. For Chicago in the backcourt, John Paxson running the point. And at the 2, it's the former MVP, Michael Jordan. A defensive stopper. Scottie Pippen is the small forward. Horace Grant at the power forward spot. And at center, the big man, 7'1", Bill Cartwright. And introducing the Cleveland starters. Sharpshooting Mark Price is at the 1. And the defensive specialist, Craig Ehlo, joins him in the backcourt. The forwards, rookie third-round pick Winston Bennett at 3.
At the line
with the experienced Larry Nance playing power forward.
At the line for 1.
And finally, the two-time All-Star, Brad Daugherty, is the center.
So far this year, in the first 3 meetings between Chicago and Cleveland, all Bulls wins, Michael Jordan is averaging 44 points per game against the Cavs, shooting 55%. MJ is the last guy Cleveland wants to see.
Wasted no time on that. Ehlo's got 5.
Although he doesn't take many of them, Ehlo is capable of knocking down the 3.
Got that one up.
Michael Jordan.
Cleveland fans looking nervous as Jordan is finding his groove early on.
And Clark, to be fair, Michael Jordan might be the last guy any team in this NBA wants to face.
Talking to Coach Lenny Wilkins in terms of defending Michael Jordan, Cleveland is looking to start the game with Winston Bennett on MJ.
And then they'd like to end it, Coach, with Craig Ehlo guarding him. The idea behind that, to me, is start Bennett on him, and then hopefully Craig Ehlo is fresh down the stretch.
From the arc. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Coach Wilkins scratching his head, looking at his players. You think at this point, you want to send double teams at Jordan when he catches the ball.
The pass to Bennett. Daugherty against Cartwright. Will it go? It's rebounded by Jordan.
terrific to see Brad Daugherty in the starting lineup. He has struggled through injuries this year, so glad to see the big fella healthy and starting.
An all-star the previous 2 seasons. Brad's help is so important for Cleveland.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. We've seen Michael Jordan really having a great game.
And he looks to be in total control right now. The defense keeps failing to slow him down.
Into the lineup for the Bulls.
The more confidence he gains.
Chicago making a switch here. Kings checked in. It's been a slow start here for Cleveland. Down by 12. Here's Price. The Cavaliers again can't hit. It's been a quick start here for Chicago. Jordan. And slammed up by Jordan.
Right out of the starting blocks. They've been dominant at the offensive end.
And that early momentum has helped them put together a nice lead.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Well, Mike, at breakfast, we were opening up the papers here in Cleveland, the front page of the sports section. An article about the Cavs, Craig Ehlo, trying to guard Michael Jordan.
You just know Michael read that article like we did.
Michael Jordan.
Well, they had a plan coming into this one, and they have executed on it perfectly.
Yeah, getting out ahead early on by stifling the competition on both ends of the floor.
The Cavaliers trail by 14. Ball's knocked loose. Shoots the 3. Michael Jordan grabs the miss. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
We've seen Jordan go to work on his three-point shooting, and the improvement very evident here tonight.
And here's Price from beyond the arc. He can't hit that time. And the Bulls going the other way now. Pulls it up. And there's Michael Jordan. The assist by Cartwright. Jordan's got 26 points.
I like that they're putting in the work, trying to build this lead out.
Because in the NBA, no lead is safe.
The best three-point shooting team in the NBA, Clark, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Leading the league at 41%. They also are number 1 in attempts and in three-point shots made.
And you know, Kevin, the injury to Brad Daugherty, I think, forced Cleveland into becoming a more focused team from the three-point line. Guys like Price and Craig Ehlo, Steve Kerr, all shooting it well. That's Mark Price, for those wondering.
That's right.
One of the things that catches my eye about Brad Daugherty is his ability to be a ball mover at the center position. He doesn't just look to score. He's a 7-footer that can dish it as well as any big man that's played in the league.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland.
Michael Jordan.
Williams, he's checked in for Bennett. And Kerr subbed in for Mark Price.
They've gotten out to a big lead because of superior play on both ends.
No better way to do it. It's much easier to win games when you own both sides of the floor.
And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Brown is checked in for
Cavaliers. Chucky Brown.
And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
Tell you what, early in the game, these kinds of plays can really set the tone.
It's Elo on the wing. Defended by Jordan. Yep, that one goes. Elo's got his third basket of the night.
Chicago made a coaching change in the offseason, promoting Phil Jackson from assistant to head coach.
The goal for Jackson is simple.
Michael Jordan.
Get this Bulls team to the finals. Win a title.
They are really shooting the heck out of the ball. Fantastic start from three.
When you knock down threes early, it stretches the floor, opens everything up.
Now here's King. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Jordan. And then Jordan slams it in.
Solid pass from King. Excellent job finding and hitting the open man.
A minute 20 left to play here in the first. Kerr outside. Elo the pass to Williams. Cleveland moving the ball around. Let's go. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
For the Bulls, Bill Cartwright has struggled coming back from a knee injury. In the 9 games since his return, the big fella is just averaging 9 points per game.
And the Bulls really need Cartwright to provide some offense. Look for Chicago to give him some touches early in the game to try and get him going.
Kerr against Paxson. Down low, here's Elo. It's tipped.
The length of Cartwright, 7'1", disruptive.
Shoots it. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
It's so difficult to slow down when he gets that fire in his eyes.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now the fast break. King with the ball. And Jordan gets it to go.
Well, they had the opportunity to break, and man, did they ever. They took full advantage of it.
I don't know how you feel about it, but in the NBA, fast break points decide games.
And the Cavaliers with possession. And here's Kerr. No points in the game yet for him. And another miss by Cleveland.
Normally, he knocks that down. The defense got a gift.
The 19-foot shot, and again, it's Michael Jordan.
You would think they were really feeling good in warm-ups because they started this game hot out of the gate.
And their shot selection has been excellent. With the score. Great patience shown by them.
Team.
Michael Jordan getting it done for Chicago. And he continues to torment them from three-point range. A total of 5 threes for him in the game now. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. Welcome back, everyone, to Richfield, Ohio, just a bit south of Cleveland, home of the Cavs. Kevin Harlan, Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge here. We're set for the start of the second quarter between the Cavs and Bulls. It's a big matchup in the Central Division.
Opening night for both of these teams in Chicago, Michael Jordan went off for 54 points. An overtime win for the Bulls.
Nance passes to Williams. To the paint, here's Doherty, and Brad Doherty with the slam.
Nobody's stopping that, especially when Doherty is focused on playing to his strengths.
And caught that 54-point outburst for Michael. A season high for the all-world guard.
Kevin seems like he just has the Cavs number. I mean, he also had those 41 points 5 days ago against Cleveland. MJ slept real well last night in anticipation of this one.
He must have. But boy, he gets ready to play him, doesn't he?
Yep.
The headline of the Cleveland sports page, Mission Impossible. Elo to try to ground Air Jordan. For more, let's go to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, you can bet that Michael Jordan read that as well. He's quoted in the article as saying, Craig Elo is a very good defender, and I accept him as a challenge. Now, the backstory, of course, is that Elo was a minor league player just 3 years ago. Now, he signed a new contract here in Cleveland, and his defense was a big reason why. But you know Jordan's going to bring something extra tonight. Kevin?
He always does. David, thank you for that. Mike, the Cavs coaches probably wish they ran that story on another day.
I mean, did they have to run that article today? Let's be clear. As good as Elo is, no one is stopping Michael Jordan when he's on. Sorry, Craig.
Taking a look at the Bulls. Cartwright is out there with King. Then it's John Paxson. Then it's Jordan. And it's Pippen in at the small forward spot. An excellent job by the Bulls, Clark. So far on defense, they've limited the Cavs' three-point shooting game.
With Jordan and Pippen defending the perimeter, hard to get good looks. The Bulls are not an easy team to knock down threes on.
Not at all.
The first-year head coach of the Bulls, 44-year-old Phil Jackson, the last 2 seasons, Jackson was an assistant under former
Michael Jordan,
Doug Collins.
3 points.
And while Jackson was a head coach in Puerto Rico, this is Phil's first NBA head coaching job.
Nance outside. Pass to Elo. Doherty outside. There's the three. And another miss by Cleveland. And Bulls coach Phil Jackson, a great player back in the day, you may recall, Clark, with the New York Knicks.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he was on championship teams in 1970 and 73 with the Knicks. And he's a player's coach. He's known to be laid back, but it'll be interesting to see if he can take this Bulls team to the next level.
Michael Jordan.
My guess is he can. What do you think?
I would agree. They're not just on fire. Nothing is getting in their way on offense.
It's practically supernatural. The defense is trying everything.
You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there.
And he converts
Michael
the layup.
Jordan.
Jordan's got 55.
Making the defense look powerless. I mean, taking it right inside for the bucket there.
They better be. There's not been a good performance for him at that end of the floor.
Michael Jordan has had such great success, Mike, against this Cleveland franchise, hasn't he?
The shot last year on this floor,
Chicago foul
54
call.
points opening
Bill
night in
Cartwright.
Chicago.
First
MJ
personal foul.
loves playing the
First
Cavs.
team foul.
He does indeed.
You look up
At
the
the
word
line, New York
professional in
Cavaliers.
the dictionary,
Brad Daugherty.
Brad Daugherty's picture
Taking
is
2
there.
shots.
These are his third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Then it's checked in for Cleveland. And so Doherty nails both of them. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. And here's Jordan outside. And again, it's the
Michael
Bulls
Jordan.
from deep.
The Cavs shocking the NBA with a huge trade back in November, trading their leading scorer, one of the best 2 guards in the league, Ron Harper, and a first-round pick to the Clippers, and got 2 young players back.
And it's going to be out of
Ball
bounds.
is
The
turned over.
Cavaliers will retain
Cavaliers
possession.
ball.
Price outside. And they recover it. Here's Chicago. They're on a 16-5 run. Michael Jordan rising to career levels for the first time since 1987. 61 points. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
Mike, for the Cavs, the trade has been a catastrophe so far. That ties it. Michael Jordan has equaled his career high. 63 points. An enormous effort tonight. And so it's Cleveland with it. Elo outside.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
That's good, and it's Price with the assist. Price has got his 3rd assist on the night.
This is why you gotta stay up on Elo. The second he sets his separation, you're...
Jordan continues to elevate his personal best. Now 66 points in the game. And so Price will bring it up for Cleveland. And they double up Price. Here's Doherty. Chicago grabs the miss. Pippen's got his 5th rebound in this one. And 3 from Jordan. Unbelievable. Jordan just notched 69 points. A man on a mission tonight, folks. Holy cow. Price kicks to Williams. Elo the pass to Doherty. Jordan with the rebound. Doherty's gone 1 of 4 from the field. Here's Pippen. It's Chicago with another bucket.
He's really doing an outstanding job creating for others.
He's making plays, setting guys up. A great teammate.
Count it, good.
John
Paxson's got his first points of the night.
I like when Paxson looks to score inside, showing how efficient he can be down there.
54 seconds left in the first half. Price kicks to Elo. Back to Price. They need this. King with the block, and it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Rollins checked in for Norton. Brown comes in for Williams. And Steve Kerr subbed in for Price. .41 seconds left to play here in the half. Elo can't hit.
Struggling to find their flow while the other team is on the roll.
Yeah, this drought is really hurting
Michael
them.
Jordan.
They've got to mix things up and try and snap out of it. So consistent from the field. A quality outing for him.
Elo outside. Here's Rollins, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Boy, it's just one of the many things that Elo does pretty well. Finding an open man to set up with the ball. Well done there on the pass.
A deep 3 from Jordan.
Michael
And
Jordan.
the Bulls, another 3.
He is having a remarkable first half from three-point land. He's been dialed in since the moment he stepped on the court.
Left side, Brown. Here's Bennett. And that shot was up in time, but
That's
doesn't
the
go
end of
in.
the second quarter
And
with
so
the
it's
score.
Chicago.
Your
Able to
Cleveland
put on
team.
a show for the ages. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. All right, here we go. The second half start for Northeast Ohio with Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and TA. This is Kevin Harlan. It's the Cavs and Bulls, a huge game in the Eastern Conference playoff picture.
It is great to see Brad Daugherty out there. Earlier in the season, Brad had ankle surgery, and he still isn't up to 100%. If Cleveland wants to make the playoffs, they need Daugherty healthy.
Price is out there with Elo. Then there's
Michael
Bennett.
Jordan.
Then there's Daugherty. And it's Nance in at the power forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Pass to Bennett. That's good, and it's Price with the assist. Price has got his 4th assist in this one. And the great Brad Daugherty, an all-star the previous 2 seasons for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, he's the #1 overall pick back in 1986, and he certainly has lived up to the billing of being a franchise center. He's a double-double machine, highly efficient, very skilled, and still working his way back to that all-star level.
Clark, you were a double-double machine, about 19 points a game, and just a hair under 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah, I found my way into that category the short time that I played, Kevin. He doesn't pass up any opportunities to throw it down.
Oh, no. And once you give him space to take off, he goes for it.
Slamming it down with one hand, too. Love the ferocity.
Thus far, another monster game for Michael Jordan against Cleveland. You know, Mike, he just owns the Cavaliers, doesn't he?
Well, the newspaper editor didn't do Cleveland any favors by running that article. Jordan making a point tonight, no one can guard me.
Very clear. Pippen, the pass to Cartwright. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. It's good from long range.
John Paxson.
Paxson's
3
got
points.
5.
Paxson known for being a laser, but not as much for making tough shots when he's contested. But he can do that, too.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the 3rd quarter. Elo outside. Back to Price. Shot from free throw range. Daugherty. That shot off the mark. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. To the inside. King, that's good.
Stacey King.
King's got his second bucket tonight.
With his size, King is a real handful inside. Tough to defend him around the basket.
And here's Price. He brings it up for Cleveland. Elo outside. Poked away.
Michael Jordan won the MVP in 1988. Finished second in voting last year to Magic Johnson.
Assistant,
I think he's in the
John
conversation
Paxson.
again. MJ leads the league in scoring. The Bulls with the second best record in the East.
Elo outside. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Oh, my goodness. That was not what this team needed.
Well, that explains why they're down. Miscues.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
Such great timing, defensive awareness, too. When you have to face a defender that can reject you like this, it certainly can change your approach.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And Pippen with the basket. The assist by Jordan.
Goes to Michael
Jordan's
Jordan.
got 3 assists now in this one. Coach Fratello, a basket here would be huge.
They need to break up this run.
Stolen by Pippen. Jordan with it. Non-stop scoring machine here. Basket counts.
Scottie
Hey,
Pippen.
Clark, in the MVP race, it feels like it's Magic Johnson against Michael Jordan. What do you think?
I agree, and you take a look at Magic. He's your pick if passing is what you favor. Over 11 assists per game. Johnson's Lakers have the NBA's best record as well, 51-17. MJ clearly has the scoring edge, 33 points a game. Plus, he's a first-team all-defense guy. I think it's another hard choice for the voters.
You and I vote it is going to be difficult.
Hard,
Michael Jordan.
no question. Yep, he's their leading scorer in this game and has been the dominant figure today, no doubt about it.
Poked loose. Paxson with the steal. For the finish. And Jordan slams it home.
Got his hands in the passing lane that time. Paxson creating scoring opportunities many different ways.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. So Mike Fratello, this Cavs-Bulls matchup, it has really turned into a terrific rivalry.
Well, the Bulls keep knocking the Cavs out in the playoffs.
Cavaliers ball.
Division rivals
Coming
play
into
each
the floor
other
for
6
Cleveland.
times during the
Chucky
regular season,
Brown.
so they see each other a ton.
Very good point. Brown is checked in for Darty. On defense, Chicago. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half, and that one's good. Elo.
A third-round pick. Elo's shot has helped him earn a spot in this
2 minutes remaining in the
From
third.
deep,
2 minutes.
Jordan, another 3
Michael
for
Jordan.
Chicago.
The number of the second half, 3. They are drilling shots.
And that starts with ball movement, putting your shooters in good positions.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And it's Jordan
Michael
with the
Jordan.
jam.
Great recognition there by Paxson, noticing the open teammate and setting him up for the painless bucket.
There's 1:38 left in the third. Elo outside. Brown against King. Brown the pass to Price. The 3, King with the block.
Great D from King. That's his role on this squad.
Look,
Stacey
Cavs
King.
have been a bit disappointing this season, sitting at 32-36 right now. Remember, last year they won 57 games, the second most in the NBA, won an incredible 37-4 in this building. A few
Michael
things
Jordan.
have been a little off
Assisted by
this year, to say the
Scottie
least.
Pippen.
They are really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys are struggling to maintain pace.
Bounce pass, Price. Elo. And another miss by One falls, coming off of Paxson's feed.
They're starting to idle down and settle in. Much better shot selection this half.
Yeah, they're showing great patience at the offensive end.
Elo outside to end the run. Offensive rebound, and then slams it in.
Good hustle that time by Nance to rescue the play, getting in there for the board, and then putting it back with no hesitation.
Releases. Michael Jordan again.
Showing just how dominant he can be. He's just carrying this offense right now.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great activity level on the boards. Impressive. Wow.
Jordan outside, and the Bulls another three.
He's hitting everything from deep, just flat out torching this defense.
Bulls. Foul, John Paxson. Second personal foul, first team foul. Coming onto the floor for Cleveland, Tree Rollins, Steve Kerr.
11 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Passes to Williams. Got a piece of it. Pulls up for three. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Third quarter with the score.
Punctuated by the big trifecta.
35.
They're on fire.
The Bulls.
And so it's the
119.
Chicago Bulls enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost... All right, we've made it to the fourth quarter. Kevin, Mike, Clark, and D.A. with you. Yet another matchup between the Cavs and the Bulls. These two know each other so well.
Well, when you talk about Craig Elo, what a story this guy is.
Michael Jordan.
Was cut from the NBA, playing in a minor professional league, got a 10-day contract with Cleveland 3 years ago to replace Mark Price, who had appendicitis.
Michael Jordan.
Elo has stuck since then in the league.
On the court for Chicago to start the fourth. They've got King. Paxson is out there with Jordan. Then it's Pippen. And it's Cartwright in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's King. Takes it off the glass.
Stacey
And
King.
for Elo, making it in the NBA, Clark, he just got rewarded.
And really cool to see. I mean, recently signing a new big contract. He's a fantastic three-point shooter, and he's one of the better defenders at the two-guard spot in the league. And he's got a really good work ethic and sets a great example for his teammates.
Well said.
Got it in close, and that just about always helps.
Pippen with the bucket.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
we've been tracking the
John
scoring
Paxson.
of Michael Jordan. And, Coach, no surprise. He has been dynamite.
Did they have to run that story today about Elo guarding Jordan? I think the article poked the bear, as if Jordan needed anything else to motivate him.
Isn't that the truth? My goodness. Here's Jordan. And it's
Michael
Jordan
Jordan.
with the jam.
And the team-first attitude of Cartwright, wanting to get it to his open guys.
Well, as you can see, when you're casual with the ball, it can come back to bite you.
For sure. I mean, playing loose can help you and hurt you. It can cut both ways. I think they've got to tighten it up a little bit here.
There's the pass to Bennett. The 11-footer off the left rim and out. Here's Chicago. They're on a 10-2 run here, and Pippen gets it to go.
Pippen.
What a power surge by these guys. They can't miss.
Literally, what a stretch.
Clark, the Bulls have done a great job against the Cavs' three-point shooting game. Nice D from Chicago.
Well, I think it starts with Michael Jordan. I mean, he's a former Defensive Player of the Year.
Bill
Plus,
Cartwright.
you had Scottie Pippen, excellent defensively in his own right. And that duo can turn your water off with their perimeter defense.
Yes, they can.
Bill
Good
Cartwright.
work there as it goes.
The length of Cartwright helps him on these difficult shots. Keeps his balance well, too.
Tipped away. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Paxson. Drops in the breakaway
John
layup.
Paxson.
Hey, you get a steal right now. You should look to take that break.
And that's exactly what they did. Transition defense is normally not set up.
Mike, they've had a very tough stretch here.
Yeah, they need to get a stop and score to change the momentum.
Now, here's Hardy. Guarded by Paxson. Hardy passes to Kerr. 6 to shoot. Pass to Rollins. King with the block. That's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
Hey, we talk an awful lot about the scoring of Michael Jordan, and for good reason. But in these fourth quarters, the defense of MJ is significant as well. The Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. Jordan is a bad man on that end, too.
It's tipped. And here's the fast break. Here's Cartwright. That one falls, coming off of Paxson's feed. Paxson's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Cartwright's gotten everything to drop so far, shooting 4 of 4. You know, Mike, the defense that Michael Jordan shows on the floor, it does change the game, doesn't it?
Michael is second in the league in steals. His combination of athleticism plus competitiveness make him a fantastic defender. 3. Also, this guy just never gets tired.
No, he does not. Kerr outside. Pass to Hardy. Here's Rollins. Kerr, the pass to Hardy. 5 to shoot.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
To end the cold streak. And Pippen pulls it down. Pippen's got his 8th rebound here tonight. From deep three-point range, and the Bulls get it back. Tries again. He lays it in.
Bill Cartwright.
Cartwright's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
When Cartwright is on the floor, you have to be aware of him on the offensive boards. Bill's looking for offensive rebounds.
The shot's good from Paxson. And here's Cleveland. Kicks to Kerr. Takes the 3. And it's King with the rebound. King's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession.
Ball.
.124 left here in the fourth quarter. Rollins against Cartwright. Goes back up. And the rejection by Pippen.
Pippen putting in the work to get there for the denial. That was really a nice hustle play.
And they're able to recover. Kerr, the pass to Hardy. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Kerr. Rollins. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
If you don't get a body on Rollins, he's going to make you pay on the offensive glass.
Pippen in Chicago with an bucket.
Scottie Pippen reminding everyone in the building of his overall value. He can do anything you need on a basketball court.
And so here's Cleveland. King with the steal. Driving the lane. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
This run, it's a haymaker, a knockout punch.
I think this run has sealed the game. Guys, where are we going to dinner?
Now here's Hardy. Brown right side. Passes it to Bennett. Six on the shot clock. From deep. Hardy, no good.
Even for good shooters like him, that's still a bit deep.
Well, we've seen him make those before, but it's not an easy shot.
Quality shot from mid-range there. They are clicking right now offensively.
Well, when you've been successful in the paint and beyond the arc, that mid-ranger opens up.
Brown dishes to Kerr. Here's Hardy. It's off. And the Bulls with another win over Cleveland.
That's the
Coach
end of the
Chicago
game.
is 4-0 against the Cavs this season.
Folks, we'd like to
They've
thank
got
you for
one more
coming out
meeting
and
in 2
supporting
weeks to
your
finish
team.
the season
Please drive
series.
home
But
safely,
guys,
and we hope to
this
see you
is
again at the
total
next event.
domination by Chicago.
And Clark tonight, a Bulls win.